All right, we got several different LED bulbs here. These are pinball bulbs for pinball machines. They may look the same, but depending on how you order them and what type they are. These are BA9S bases. These are 10 T10s. So some of them are non-polar and some of them are polar. So the difference between non-polar is you can run the negative and positive switched or either way. It'll work both ways. So I get a lot of people saying, hey, these don't work in a machine. Is either their negative positive has been switched at one point in time, or you know, they're not making a good ground connection in the socket. So I'll show you. This one works. This one works both ways, so that's non-polar, which means you can switch the positive and negative around. And so this one here is a T10. Let's get this fence a little more here. And as you can see, this one is not a polar bulb, which means it has to go a certain direction. Your positive and negatives. So that one's has polarity on it, meaning you can only run the positive and negative one direction. So I mean, we can go through and test some of these. This is a good way to test them. I'm just touching the base to the net, that's the positive side, so touching the base to the positive and the other side of it to the negative. See how it only runs in one direction, whereas these ones will run both directions. So in general, non-polarity bulbs are more expensive compared to regular polarity bulbs. They have to go positive to positive and negative to negative. You can't switch your terminals around. So I mean, you can go through and test some of these. That's only working in one direction. That's a good way to test, you know, your bulb. And depending on how old the machine is, pinball machine, it'll affect, you know, some people might have altered, you know, the bulb base, you know, the socket, and maybe at some point they kind of switched around on accident. So that's a good indicator of, you know, check your wiring inputs or spend a little bit more money for the non-polar bulbs.